Hey, my widows and widowers. I just wanted to kind of check in with you all. It's been about a month, and to make sure everybody is continuing to do well, that you all are staying intentional on your joy. Uh, uh, I know I look oily, but I just finished moisturizing, you guys. Getting myself ready for bed. Trying to stick to my schedule to some degree. However, I did want to come and talk about some things that I know as a widow, um, in this moment in time, April of 2020, may be a lot more heavier than the average person in this moment in time. Uh, Sorry, you guys. I don't know where my stand. Probably one of my teenage children probably has my stand because I have a daughter who has also her own um, podcast thing, which is doing really well. So she probably has my stand. So bear with me. There may be a little shaking here because I'm holding the camera. Let me put my little trusted glasses on because I don't want to miss any of the points I wanted to make and to address. All right? All right. All right. And one of the things that I really wanted to touch on is to reiterate that in this moment in time, I know a lot of pretty much everybody in the country and across the globe are dealing with some forms of restrictions. Everything from social distancing to, I don't even want to touch on a lot of it, okay? I just want to make sure that you're healthy, that you're overall physically healthy. And as a widow or widower, we're dealing with another type of restriction on top of what's going on, and that is not having our spouse, right? And the reason I say that's a form of restriction because for the most of us, for myself, I would love to have my loved one back. However, at the same time, I wouldn't, and I've said this plenty of times that as much as I miss my husband, my friend, I wouldn't want him to come back because I know he's no longer in pain. He's no longer sick. He's somewhere doing amazing things because he was a super amazing man. All right. So I know that your spouses were just as super amazing as well. All right. And if they weren't, then guess what? There's someone somewhere else working on becoming that person or individual. All right. Let's just say it. Leave it at that. And with the download of information and restrictions that have been placed upon our country, and I'm speaking general for right here in the United States, but overall pretty much everywhere. That in itself comes with this emotional turmoil because none of us are used to this. I know some are saying this is the new normal. I, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm totally unapologetic about it. I am not one of those individuals. All right? I'm going to be upfront with you. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, by the grace of God, I come from a group of people that have been told over and over again that this is your new normal. And every time my people and people in our situation have rose up and said no, we want to accept this as a new normal. We have a true normal. All right. It's just that right now we got to get together and define and implement what is our norm. And where we are now is not it. So I refuse to accept it. All right. Believe me, we are a great race. We are a great people. I mean, come on. I mean, as U.S. citizens, this is not what we do. All right. It's time for us to remember who we are. We're loving, compassionate warriors. And we need to continue to do so. All right. And we will definitely see our way through this. It's no doubt about it. Because that's what we do, and that is who we are as a people. So, moving forward, one of the key things I really wanted to hit on for I paused because I don't know if any of you noticed in my earlier videos, it was very, I hardly ever said the word death. I used the word transition. And when I use the word in this episode, I don't want people to think, oh my goodness, she's, regressed, and no, that's not it. I'm using the word to fulfill a point, all right? Because for me, death is just a transitioning, all right? You never cease to exist, all right? Now, however you may see it, that's up to you. It's not a debatable situation for me, all right? So, in this moment, the way we were, and when I say we as widows or widowers, we had to deal with death the moment we lost our spouses, or the moment we lost any loved one. And on a day-to-day occasion, living, death is not something that we talk about. It's not something that like, hey, you heard such and such died today. You know, it wasn't one of those things where people celebrate in conversation. Not like they, when people say, oh, wow, Jason and Olivia are about to have their first baby, or Olivia's pregnant, or, those types of things that people tend to bring and laugh about, you know. But let anybody bring up somebody dying in a conversation. You're going to have that one person like, now really, did you have to bring that up now? You could have waited till tomorrow or later on today, you know? But as widows and widowers, we got to deal with it. We got to confront it. At least it's always healthy to do that. All right? And for those of us, like I said, this is year 9 for me as a widow. And for those of us that have some years under our belt as a widow, or have dealt with the loss or the death of a loved one, and has placed death in its proper place for us, for yourself, I believe that it is our responsibility to help others. You know, I did a video about how to place death, where to put it, and what does that mean? Because it means different things for different ones of us, obviously, right? And to the point, many people right here, right now, who are really frantic, and do I say rightly so? To some degree, because I mean, we're getting a lot of information about how to protect ourselves, which is good. But it's adding into a a ton of fear, like tar or something, or a really heavy wet blanket. You know, I just wish that in all these press conferences that they issue, you know, quality information to us, but in the same, I guess, interview, they also have somebody to come on and keep people encouraged, give people hope, you know, hope, you know, telling people about the testing sites and how to protect themselves and the vaccines that are coming out. All, yeah, that's fine. That's all well and good. But also, you need to make sure that you're implementing hope, a joy panel, a panel of people that, and they're in that same interview. So yes, all of this is useful information, but I want each and every one of you to have hope. Okay, we will get through this. You know, I just thought about Rocky, the song. We by I think it was by Queen, the group Queen. All the champions. You know, no times. I can't remember. Cause we are the champions of the world. And we are. You got to keep telling people that, you know? And not just on an individual level. I think it's the responsibility of all those on top that's all over television, that has a television screen or access to an audience. You spilling information, also spill hope and encouragement and motivation, you know? But it's causing more people because of their fear of death, because that's all it is. Yes, it's a illness, but all in all, let's be honest. The average person, if you tell them like, hey, you know, you go to that such and such place, you might get sick, and you know what? People still go. There are restaurants that have poor ratings right there by their register, and people look at it like, I'm still gonna eat here. You get what I'm saying? So people still do it, right? But on a massive level, a lot of people are, I mean, they're really scared. And all in all is they're scared of death. Yeah, you know, some people say, well, the epidemic is real. I never said it wasn't real. But what I do want is for people to understand that you are all, not just you, but we, beyond widows and widowers and people that have dealt with um, the death of a loved one, we're dealing with death, the fear of it, or where to properly place it, all right, or the lack of respect for it, okay. So my widows and widowers with, you know, the experience and the confidence, please reach out to people, your widows and widowers, and talk with them, because going through these moments of loneliness as a widow, on top of going through these moments of isolation by, you know, officials, city and government officials, can be overwhelming. So let this video out be a form of hope. All right? We will get through this. Just like I tell you, even as a widow on that level, and then I'll make my way up. On the level of a widow, I tell you all the time, be intentional on your joy. All right? Because you will get through this. The heartache, the sadness, the anger, the depression, the what else? The brain fog, the physical illness that comes with it, the ailments, the body aches, the pain, hospital scares. Because you know what happened to me? I sent myself into an anxiety attack. And nobody did nothing to me. I sat there and did it to myself. Now I'm in the hospital. Can't breathe. You know, I did that to myself. I think that was like year 2 or 3. Yeah, after my husband passed away. You know, you will get through those. Because as of today, April 26th of 2020, I'm no longer doing that. I'm able to talk about it. And I'm able to help talk other people through that. To help people go through it. And to help people avoid it altogether. So know that you will get through this as a widow or widower. I guarantee you. Because time will not stop ticking. The world is not going to stop turning. So it's just always best to just be intentional. Grab your joy and hold on to it. And it will bring you hope. Okay? Peace and harmony. But you got to be intentional on it. In other words, you got to do the work. If you want something in your life, you got to go get it. All right? And joy, remember this, it's only healthy when it violates your physical body, your spiritual body, or violates your financial, or violates anybody in your family. Then that's not joy. That's not healthy. Understood? But I want you all to know that there is hope. Okay? You're going to make it through as a widow or widower. I promise you. Keep breathing deeply. And I understand how heavy it is to go through this pandemic that we're being, that's been imposed upon us. That's just even more pressure. But you have everything you need to get through it. Keep breathing. Okay? Keep taking care of your body. Keep taking your vitamins. Everything that you were doing as a widow, trying to see your way through that journey, continue to do that. But turn it up. Which I mean by turn it up, take it up a notch. Do a little bit more of that. So if you were reading, do a little bit more reading. If you were disconnecting from the news or social media, then do a little bit more of that. If playing board games with your children was bringing you peace and calm before this happened, do a little bit more of that. If meditating, I'm all down for my mudra and my meditation. A girl gets down with that. Yes. My music, I love it. High vibrational music. I got a music list on one of the videos. Do more of it. And don't feel guilty, because The blessing is we got the time. So turn your music up. Eat dessert for breakfast, Not too often, but hey, do it. Be kind to yourself, okay? Be kind to your children as well. And real quick, now if this life as a widow or widower is emotional and is painful, it's a painful journey, but it's one that we can get through, okay? So with me saying that, also know that it's the same with children. So if you find that it is a lot heavier as a widow or widower during this pandemic, also understand that it's a lot heavier on your children as well. So be easy on them. Be a lot more compassionate for their feelings. I mean, a whole lot more. Because they're limited in the ways that they can express what they're feeling and what they're thinking. All right? Compared to an adult, we have other options. We have adult only options. So all in all, I want you all to know whatever you're doing now, take it up a notch. Because death, remember, is in the same process. Once you put death in its proper place for you, and don't let it define what you do so much. All right? It will bring so much harmony and peace into your life. All right? I think that's about it. I just really want to get on here because even for me at year 9, if I had to go through anything like this, I would want my spouse here with me. But that's not reality. The reality is I am 9 years a widow with 4 children who is on this journey of life, and I have placed death in its proper place for me for right now, and I'm in harmony. All right, even during a pandemic, and you can do it. And I'm telling you guys, I'm reading like crazy. And I'm being creative. I did a TikTok. Didn't even know what a TikTok was. I've seen it a couple of times, but never really just cared enough to look into it. I did a TikTok with my children. And it's really been great. The things that I wasn't able to do with them because I had to work. Especially after my husband passed away, I was the number one provider, not just financially, but just emotionally, psychologically. Because being a parent, y'all know that is multi-layered. And now 100% of those layers were on me for the first time. Right? And it can be exhausting. I mean, it can be. And I remember, real quick, say this, and I would, after my husband passed away, I would get so sad because some of the things I would want to do, I want to be a part of with my children, I couldn't because literally by the time I got home and picked the younger ones from after school, if we were eating dinner by 8 o'clock, because I try my best to prep early in the week, because I cook a lot, and if we're eating dinner by 8 o'clock, that was wonderful. By 8:30, we even during dinner we're talking about how school is going. We have this thing that I started after my husband passed away. Is like, hey, everybody has to tell me how their day went and how their day could have gone, how their day could have been better. All right. And as I'm listening to it, though, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about, oh, okay, I need to go such and such homework. I need to check such this child's homework. I need to get back with this child's teacher. I need to make sure the doctor's appointments are here. You know, I have literally had one whole month of actually listening to them at the table. Yeah. Without me thinking about, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this and I got to do that. So, and like I said, I've done a TikTok, and it has been an adjustment, but I remember now, I am intentional on finding my joy. Pre and during and post a pandemic. All right. And I want you all to do the same. All right. And give yourself credit. No matter at what level you're able to create happiness for yourself and to share it with others. You give yourself a round of applause, okay? I'm clapping for you now. Do that. Celebrate you. Celebrate your family. Celebrate today, okay? I got up this morning and I heard those birds chirping, and I have these crows that celebrate that. And remember, I also have a lot of links to like gratitude videos and things like that to kind of help us, because we need a push. We need that gas of encouragement. All right, that's why I say I really charge off government officials with also providing hope and encouragement. You hear me? You guys, I tried this new moisturizer, like pre-moisturizer. It's doing pretty good. I know it's like totally off the topic. But anyway, I love you all. Oh, one thing I wanted to share. I got this book. Since a lot of us are now doing, some form of homeschooling, this book is phenomenal. It's not even a long read. It's like, look how thin this thing is. I read it in one set. I think I probably read this thing in an hour. I don't even think it was an hour. Look how thin this thing is. Look, I went through it already. But it's called The Unheard Homeschooler. Okay. Very inexpensive. I was just strolling on Amazon, and I came across. I was like, let me read this. Let me figure. Help. Me figure this out. This is a really good book. Okay. I want to do it again, and it's by Dorinda Wilson. Okay. Don't know who she is. She don't pay me anything. But it was a wealth of information, and I found it in the right time. All right. So there you are. All right. And of course, this, I'm this is my go-to book. You see, I got it all tabbed up and all that good stuff. You see, this book. Oh my goodness, I read this book last year. I have gone back to it over and over again just for encouragement. I am so serious. This book, get it. I mean, once again, I'm not promoting it. I don't get any sales, no nothing from this. But this, if it brought me the joy, and it continues to do so, and encouragement now, today, as it did when I first read it, get this book. Okay? All right. Oh, and also, one other thing. Okay. But this is just a little summary. I haven't really finished reading this one yet. But however, it says The Power of Concentration. Okay. Really good book. They help keep you centered and to keep you focused on your goals. Because, hey, we have time. Let's use it. Let's do it. And, hey, maybe, just maybe, in this moment and where we are in 2020, we're going to come up with some of the most greatest ideas this new world has ever known. And we need a little bit of concentration and focus. All right. Be good, be blessed. And also, Reverend Ike is sitting here looking at me. So, I'm a Reverend Ike baby. My grandmother raised me up on him. So, and I'm still reading his book to this day. So, hey, and look, this one's all tabbed up too. I'm telling you, this is a wealth of information. I love this guy. All right. Once again, I don't get any money for it. It's just that I'm just sharing some resources with you all that has been a blessing to me. All right. Love you guys, and be intentional on your joy.